Good morning, thanks for being here. I've just come back for a run and I'm gonna make some breakfast. Now last time I made a really nice like savoury porridge dish, but today I'm gonna be making a dish inspired by Strapatsada, which is like a Greek scrambled eggs. Basically it's really fun. We use eggs, boop. But the difference is that you then have it with tomatoes, garlic, shallots and some oregano, and then you crumble feta on top. One of my best friends made it for me a few years ago and it was so delicious. Like imagine scrambled eggs, but then take it up a notch. Phenomenal. So that's what we're gonna make for breakfast. Now the key to cooking really good scrambled eggs is lots of butter and then low and slow. You want to keep stirring that baby until it's silky and gorgeous and melt in your mouth. Oh, crikey. Our toaster sadly died a very sad death, and so I am currently using our grill to grill toast, which is actually very efficient. It's just very easy to burn if you forget about it. I'm so excited for this. So I've got my Strapatsada here. I've then got a little bowl of blueberries right there. Cute little bloobs. Then I am drinking moju, which they basically do like loads of fun, different kind of morning drinking shots, like from ginger to turmeric. They've also got this like spicy mango one. It's good for you. Obviously I'd prefer to make them from scratch, but when you don't have time to make them from scratch, moju are great. They also taste nice. So yeah, do a little shot. Cheers. Oh, bon appetit. It's creamy, it's a bit spicy, it's got the tang from the feta cheese, it's also got the acidic notes from the tomato. Oh, honestly, this just like elevates the scrambled egg. So good. Also, I love blueberries. This is definitely not a medical fact at all, but whenever I have blueberries, I feel like my immunity is just so strong. Okay, let me rephrase that. I feel like whenever I don't have blueberries, my immunity crumbles. So, a bowl of blueberries a day keeps the doctor away, apparently. Now, I want to just get into a conversation about butter because I'm currently reading a book called Butter. It's written by Asako Yuzuki and it's a Japanese book that's been translated into English, and it's all, basically, I won't tell you what it's about, but it's all about food that's kind of like the emotional side of it, but there's a fantastic plot behind the scenes of food. But anyway, in this book, one of the protagonists talks about the quality of food and the quality of ingredients, and she talks about butter. And so for this recipe, I'm using President butter and then I used Lurpak just to spread over toast. But she talks about this butter called which is a French butter, and I have been meaning to buy it. It's expensive, but apparently it tastes phenomenal, and so I'm really, really tempted. So follow along because you never know when I might actually buy this butter. If you've ever had it before, let me know what your thoughts are on it. Basically, if you can, because obviously getting good quality ingredients can be expensive, which is why most people don't do it. But if you treat yourself like once a week to getting something that's really good quality, like a really good tomato or a really good like bit of steak or something like that, I feel like it'll make your week. Boop. I will see you at lunchtime. Radio, it's time for lunch, and I'm going to be making a teriyaki chicken stir fry for lunch. Now, teriyaki originates from Japan, and teri actually means gloss or light or kind of shiny, and yaki means grilled. I think it's more traditionally cooked with fish, but as it's become a lot more popular around the world, people have kind of moved the sauce onto chicken, onto beef, onto all kinds of different things, so tofu and vegetables, because it's so delicious. The sauce more authentically is made from soy sauce, sake, and mirin. Now, sake is a really fun rice wine wine, which has like quite a relatively high alcohol content, and you can kind of just drink it if you want, I guess, as well. But it's good for cooking. And mirin is more of a sweeter rice wine. But sadly, I don't have either of those two at the moment. I haven't been to the Asian grocery store in so long. I need to do a haul. Let me know if you want me to do a haul when I next go to the Asian grocery shop. So instead of mirin, I'm using rice wine vinegar with a mixture of sugar. And then for the sake, I'm kind of just going to leave that one out and hope that, I know it's not going to taste as good, but it should. Oh, there's a bee in the garden. Oh, I love bees. Right, stay focused. So in my English supermarket teriyaki sauce recipe, I'm gonna use soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, sugar, honey, ginger, and garlic. That's kind of gonna be the makeup for this recipe sauce. And then I'm gonna stir fry my chicken. I'm gonna drench it in some corn flour, which makes it really nice and crispy, and then add a load of vegetables with it too. Let's get cooking. Okay, we're done. The final product. Nope. I've chosen to just eat this as it is, like without any carbs or anything, but you could absolutely have it with noodles or rice. They would both work really well with this delicious chicken. Ooh. Cheers, my friends. Delish. Also, I love baby sweet corn. It's so underrated. It's just like super sweet, super crunchy, a great addition to a stir fry. Also, I'm so excited. I know I'm already thinking about what I'm gonna be cooking next. I'm gonna do some work now, but this afternoon I'm gonna make some pickled courgette, and I am really excited about the prospect of doing that because I love courgettes and I love pickles. So pickled courgette sounds like a fantastic idea. I've then got a friend coming over for dinner, so I'm gonna be making a really scrummy kind of tomato, basil, galette, and a kale salad. So stick around to see me make them. Hello, we are gonna make some pickled courgette, and I am so excited. So just to give you a little overview of pickles and ferment, the courgette pickles that we're making today are basically through a process of cooking the courgette in a pickling solution. So we're using white wine vinegar and then several spices and stuff, cooking them for a bit and then putting them directly into jars. You can then eat them straight away. I mean, you can eat kind of any fermented good straight away, just as long as it tastes good. And then the second type of pickling is a fermenting way of pickling. So that's essentially when you will soak the vegetable or the ingredient in a salt water brine and essentially allow the natural bacteria to ferment the goods, which is what creates the slightly sour, effervescent flavor when you have a fermented ingredient, if that makes sense. Whereas the ones that we're making today, the vinegar is what creates the flavor of it being pickled, of it being sour, rather than the fermentation process itself. Does that make sense? I hope I've explained it well enough. However, I do find myself in a little bit of a dilemma at the moment because your gal has got herself into a sweet treat desire situation. Now, luckily for me and for you, I've still got some of those leftover date millionaire shortbread things that we made last week. So I'm gonna have one, or maybe half. I don't really want something massive. Perfect. Clearly someone else has nibbled on. I'll have the rest then. This is so good. Okay, now that I've satisfied that craving, let's make some courgette pickles. Okay, so I finished the courgette pickles. Look how cute. And I'm gonna put them in the fridge and I'm gonna try them in the next video, so like in a week. And I'm so excited. So make sure to follow along so that you get to see the outcome. Put you in a fridge. Hi friends, good evening. I must admit the kitchen smells quite vinegary and I'm not sure I'm a fan. Like I feel like that's the only negative of cooking pickles. I've had the door open and everything, it just stinks of vinegar, but I'm hoping it will go away. Plus we're cooking something really nice for dinner, so I'm hoping that the smells of that will help the vinegary tint to disappear. So on this evening's menu, we are making a tomato galette with a basil topping, and then I'm gonna make a parmesan lemon kale salad on the side. We've also got a few little nibbles and snacks and wine that I'll share with you in a bit that we're gonna snack on before eating the main meal. But I'm just gonna get everything ready so that everything's sorted so we can relax and enjoy the evening. Okay, so for the galette, we've got 2 different types of tomatoes. I really wanted to try and get some multicolored kind of heritage tomatoes, but I just couldn't find them anywhere. So we've got a couple of Asda's extra special tomatoes. A lovely big ripe vine tomato. Smells amazing. Little baby tomatoes. I'm gonna chop them up really finely, and then I'm gonna also add in a little bit of chili, a little bit of garlic, and then I've got some cheese from a farmer's market left over, so I think I'm gonna kind of dollop that on throughout the galette so that it's a little bit cheesy and a little bit spicy and a little bit garlicky and super, super fresh. Got my puff pastry roll. You could also use short crust pastry if you prefer, but I love the puffiness. Just gonna put the oven on. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge podcast listener. Absolutely love podcasts. Most recently, I've been listening to Desert Island Dishes, Dish by Waitrose, Travel Diaries, and most recently, I've been listening to Emma Chamberlain's podcast, Anything Goes. And I must admit, I am thoroughly enjoying it. She just like dives into conversations and you're just like, yeah, fair enough. That is so valid. And it's just kind of like she's chatting to you. It's quite fun. Let me know if you have any podcast suggestions below, because I am always looking for new podcasts. Also, another one, Psychology of Your 20s. Doesn't matter what age you are, so good. Right, I'm gonna go on with my big tomato. These are all of our goodies from the farmer's market. So I grew up in France, lived there for 4 years. We stumbled across this farmer's market over the weekend, and there was a French stall. I'm talking like saucisson, all the cheeses, and it's quite rare to come across that kind of product in London, like unless you're going to a specific place for it. So went to town. So this is the saucisson, like artisanal one. Then we got only a couple of cheeses because we wouldn't be able to get through it necessarily. So we got the Roquefort, which is a gorgeous blue cheese. And then we got, I think this is called the Langre. It's called Langre. And it's phenomenal, and that's what I'm gonna put on this. Should I put the blue cheese? Oh, I think I might put the blue cheese on. Okay, I'm gonna leave the Langre. I'm gonna put the Roquefort onto the tomato galette. Okay, so whilst we're here, I'm gonna show you. She is gorgeous. Look at that. You focusing? Stunning. Dot it. I am so proud of this. I feel like it's gonna taste so, so good. I'm just gonna go and show you the nibbles that we've got, and then we're gonna serve up and enjoy. These are so, so good. I've never tasted anything like it. I feel like you need to see. Mimi literally just was saying how like they're basically translucent with oil and like fattiness. It's so good. And it literally, you can taste like the fat from the Iberico ham through the crisp. I'm literally like salivating. Look at that. Seriously, if you walk past the shop and these are in there, okay. That was so good. Sorry I didn't get a filming shot, but we were just enjoying the dinner. It was lovely and aromatic, and the cheese came through and it was so delicious. And then the kind of spicy basil topping was really herbaceous and super delicious. All really, really good. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.
It was so good.